This is Dream Chasers Episode 5 with ERIKAS Kirvelaitis. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Adam Carswell, and welcome to Dream Chasers, Interviews with the Future. On Dream Chasers, we interview individuals with supernatural amounts of potential based on early success in their careers. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's get straight to the interview. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam Carswell, and today I'm joined on Dream Chasers with ERIKAS Kirvelaitis, the founder of Basket Dream. Not only is he the founder of Basket Dream, he's also a full-time student and the communications manager of one of the most recently famous Lithuanian basketball clubs, Club Vytautas. Now, my English accent probably butchered his name and his basketball club that he represents a little bit. So, ERIKAS, if you want to kind of just say hello to the listeners and then also show them the proper way to say the words, including your name.
So, hello guys, I'm ERIKAS Kirvelaitis, and I work as a communications manager and press officer of Basketball Club Vytautas from Lithuania.
We just want to get a quick summary of Basket Dream and what it is, and ERIKAS, your vision. Can you tell everyone just a quick summary of what Basket Dream is?
Basket Dream is basically the basketball news site. It's like on website, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So we just write basketball news and reports and things like that.
Perfect. With that being said now, ERIKAS, how long have you been in basketball communications?
I have just finished, this season was my fifth. So I work in basketball from, 10th grade when I was at school. So in my career, I was working as a basketball reporter. I wrote news. I worked as a radio host in basketball for Žalgiris team, which is the best team in Lithuania. And I was a basketball commentator for like 2 years. And since last season, I'm working with the professional basketball clubs and helping them with communication.
Nice. So you said 10th grade. Can you give the audience a little bit of an idea of how long ago 10th grade was for you? How old are you now?
I'm recently turned 22, like a few weeks ago. So from 17, I was working in basketball.
So the past 5 years, we got a young bull on the show today, folks. 22. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
So when did you first realize that this type of career was something that you wanted to take to the next level?
At first, I was playing basketball myself for 7 years. Later, I tore my ACL. My mom said that it's enough for you to play basketball. You'll be, injured and everything. So she and me decided that I need to take another path, not to professional basketball. And I also was in musical school for 8 years. And when I finished it, I was in 10th grade, and I just had so much free time. I didn't know what to do. So I decided there was an opportunity to some type of competition to work in Žalgiris club as a junior reporter. So I decided to join, and after one season, they signed me, and everything started from there.
That's when when the adrenaline first hit the bloodstream.
When I started working with the Žalgiris, get to know all the players and all this type of work of journalism and basketball, like writing, reporting, and everything. I really liked it from the beginning, and I really like to talk with people, to communicate, to socialize, and when it's in the basketball industry, what I like to do is it's my dream job.
What would you say are the downsides to being in this space, and what would you say are some of the positives?
The downsides, it's tough to think about anything, but maybe from my perspective, it is really tough mentally, because if you are this young, like I was started working in this industry. It's really a tough competition. All of the other colleagues and from other companies, everyone is older, like years from me. So it's really tough. The start was really tough for me because everyone knew everything, and I just was this freshman who just started everything from the ground. And yeah, as the start is if you start something that you haven't done before, and you have basically no connections or no knowledge, because I wasn't still studying this thing like journalism, so I basically was learning everything on the go and by myself. And yeah, the start is everything. Every time the start is something you need to go over with, but when you get the practice, experience, everything's gonna be better. And the best and the good side is that you get to know you can do basically everything. If you like basketball, if you like to communicate, you get to know basketball players, clubs, all the journalists, all the news. And if you just go deeper and deeper with this type of work, you just, can do whatever you want. So that's really interesting for me. And you can even combine basketball with traveling if you like to travel. So you get to see the cities, all the people, all the nations, and it's really interesting to get to know players, for example, from all around the world, even if you're staying in the same country.
Right. So the traveling aspect of the job, you would say, is definitely one of the bigger positives too.
Yeah, I really like to travel myself. So yeah, basketball is the thing also.
ERIKAS, what industry leaders and role models are you inspired by?
I don't have like one man or like one company that I derive inspiration from, but I just because it's in basketball, the biggest company is the NBA, that everyone looks at it and wants to be like it. So I just look at the best of the best and just try not to copy them, but to get some inspirations and see what the best professionals of this job can do.
Nice. So there's no specific individual, not even some of the great Lithuanian basketball players that we've seen come through the U.S.
From players, I don't know, but talking about the like a communication side or team management.
You bring a good point there. I guess for me, I always think when I think of Lithuania, I think of the players. But actually, just excluding that, is there any reporter out there, ESPN or Fox Sports, or there's probably some news channels that you guys even have there that I'm just not aware of. Is there any one person that you're like, I want to be like that person one day?
You mean
Lithuania, or imagine if they're listening to this interview. Who is the one person that you want to be like, that you want to hear this interview?
I don't know if I could find one in Lithuania, but I really like not the person maybe, but the companies. So I really like what Bleacher does.
Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I really like how they present the news, and their creativeness is over the edge.
Great. Okay, so Bleacher Report. You have your first international prospect for Lithuania, especially if you don't already have one right here. How do you want your personal brand to be perceived?
The brand succeeds when it's unique, because a lot of even if it's news sites and every publishing sites or things like that, I think the reader needs to have the uniqueness of the brand to select to read it or to watch it. And if there is a lot of brands that everyone writes about the same game, everyone writes about the same interviews, so it's like kind of boring. And I think that the uniqueness that any brand could give is the key that the reader, the person, selects why he reads that and not this. And I think that another thing is good for brand to be innovative. So you need to try new things, you need to experiment, and just see how people respond to it. So for me, as I see branding, like for my personal brand, as basketball, I think, of course, right now I didn't have a lot of time since I need to pass my exams and to with the work for Vytautas. But as I see my brand, I really think we should get more creative. Like in any brand, I suggest to be more creative. Try new things. Don't be afraid of it, and you just see how people respond to it. And yeah, I just think the uniqueness of the brand makes it more popular.
Absolutely. The more unique, the more you can differentiate, the more you can pretty much, I would say, just be yourself. Because I can tell that, especially being as young as you are, you definitely have a gift for probably seeing things in a way that business hasn't been traditionally done. I mean, for example, even the experience that you had with the Ball family coming out there, that was just something that had never been done before. It's a very creative situation that you found yourself in, and that wasn't on accident. So continuing to keep that creativity that you clearly have, I couldn't agree more. That's definitely a great way to keep your brand growing and being well known.
Yeah, and for professional basketball teams, I don't know how it's for NBA, but for example, in Europe there are hundreds and hundreds of different basketball clubs on different levels, and to be the club that could be interesting not only for your region, not only for your city, you just need to be in.
You got to think outside the box.
Yeah, of course, every time.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
It's really hard to imagine because I can't even imagine what I've done. Like 1 year ago, I wouldn't thought about what I have been right now. So every single season, I like to do like write down some task what I need to do for upcoming season, what I need when I know where I will work, and yes, and every season these my objectives just surpass me because I never think about what's gonna happen, and it happens. So like this season was really crazy for me. I started working with a club from last September, and I just thought I would be working as some social media guy, but it ended up I was becoming communications manager, press officer, and brought the Ball family from the States to here to the small city. I wanted to be like the general manager of basketball club, since I have a lot of different ideas. What I would clearly be in 3 years, I can't say.
Right, that's fair. That's fair. I think sometimes 3 years, even in my opinion, I've been asked that question before, and I think it's good, as you mentioned, to kind of have a vision. As you just mentioned, you'd like to be general manager of a basketball club, but at the end of the day, you got to focus on the task at hand. I think sometimes what do you want to do in the next 30 days is a lot more realistic than 3 years. I like your vision, and I would definitely not be surprised if you're a GM in the next 3 to 5 years.
That's one of my life goals.
So we're getting near the end of the interview now. I got one more question for you, followed by a few more fun questions, as I like to call them. What advice would you give to a young journalist or a young entrepreneur? And can you give an example of something that you perhaps wish you would have done differently looking back?
I think I'm still not experienced that to give like proven examples that you should do this or should do that, and after this comes that. After my experience, is that you don't need to be afraid of trying new things, of trying and doing something that wasn't been done before. It's like the first thing you should do, I think, from my point of view. And the second thing, I think you basically you should never give up on your dreams, because most of the people think that if there's some crazy dream they're thinking about, if you really believe in yourself, if you have some kind of hobby, clearly you can do that, because it's easier to do something, and you could even do it better if it's your like hobby and you're not forced to do it. So I think those two things combined, that are not afraid to do something and try to chase them, try to chase their dreams and pursue your dreams. So combining these two ideas, I think every person could reach everything you want.
I love it. So plain and simple, don't be afraid to dream big and don't be afraid to accept the fact that those dreams can become reality.
Of course. And you just don't need to hesitate. If you have some crazy ideas, try new things, try unique things, try every ideas you have, and let's see what it comes to.
Perfect. I got three more questions for you. See if you can answer these off the top of your head. If you need a little time to think, no worries. First one is, what is your favorite snack? Second one is, what is your favorite color? And the third one is, what is your favorite clothing brand?
Snack, you mean as a brand or just in general?
In general, for snack, just in general.
I think chips, just chips.
Chips. So in Lithuania, are chips what we call French fries in the U.S.? Or is it actually like Doritos?
Like Pringles.
Oh, Pringles. Okay. All right. Chip. Okay. So we call those chips, but I know some places in Europe, chips are like French fries is what we call them. So cool. Yeah. Chips are good. I got a bag of Doritos right here.
That's nice.
Favorite color?
Probably green, because Lithuania, I'm from Kaunas, and our main basketball club is Žalgiris. Every time it's green, and also in Lithuania it's like a green country. We have a lot of forests, a lot of green things. So yeah, green.
Great. That's a great color. And after following you on Instagram, I've seen your hometown basketball team doing really well. I saw you were at like all of the playoff games. Let me just say this real quick. The passion that the fans show at that arena, I think it's more passionate than we get for our professional teams here, at least from what I've seen you posting on Instagram. It's crazy.
Yeah, even this season was really good for Žalgiris in EuroLeague. So the playoff game, Žalgiris played in this game in the playoffs for the first time in 90 years, and it really was crazy to the top. The quarterfinals against Olympiacos Greece team was really arena packed. Every game was sold out, so it's really crazy.
All right, and the last question right there was, what is your favorite clothing brand? Now, I know you did a lot of work with the Big Baller brand, so I don't know if you have to say that for legal issues or what, but let us know.
Since I haven't signed a contract with them, but personally, I haven't tried those shoes, for example, or Triple B shoes. So I can't say about the shoes. But
I got a pair of them actually.
Really?
I haven't put them on though. I'm just saving them because I think it could go down in history as the first ever pair of $500 shoes. I might as well have a collectible.
You need to make them sign.
Well, that's a connection I need you to help me with.
Okay, I'm trying to. I could try. And
might as well.
And this, I really like Nike.
Nike's a great brand. I guess I have a pair of Nike slides right there. I should have got, the ZO2 slides or whatever too, but that was like another $300 or whatever. So at the time I wasn't ready to make that commitment. Hey, ERIKAS, how can the listeners keep in touch with you? Where can they follow you? Where can they get updates on what you're doing, what you're working on, and then also make sure you give us the plug for Basket Dream?
The easiest way is to maybe find me on Instagram. My Instagram username is ERIKAS_ki. So it's like short name.
Very easy to find.
And or on Twitter it's the same handle. And for Basket Room, you find our Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. So yeah, we'll be there.
Great. And I'll put links in the description as well for everything that ERIKAS just referenced in case anyone wants to follow up directly that way. That's all I have. I'm Adam Carswell. This is Dream Chasers, Interviews with the Future. ERIKAS, any departing words?
Just guys, just chase your dreams. You can do everything in this world, and just use your time given on this world. Just use it wisely. And if you need any help from me, hit me up.
Just hit him up. Perfect. All right, ERIKAS, thank you. Talk to you later. Everyone, we'll see you in the next episode.